Okay, here we are. We're down into the fourth proposal out of five, or proposals, concepts, whatever you want to call it, under international issues. Again, these last two will also be part of a UN agreement. It's going to have to be UN in nature to get these things taken care of. And we're going to talk about now in these last two about something we used to talk about in the 70s a lot. World peace. What a concept, right? And the biggest pain that the world has, all right, other than oil and stuff like that, okay, is the Middle East, right? Those people have been killing themselves for at least 4,000 years. And as I call it, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good people, the majority of people over there, and there's X number of countries in the Middle East, goes all the way over to Libya, in Africa. I really don't have to get into this. But those groups, referencing the good, bad, and the ugly, okay? Again, the good people over there, the vast majority, probably 80, even 90% of the people over there, they don't want to be mad at each other. They don't want to be blowing each other up. Okay, they don't want to get a bomb in their house. Somebody decides to fire a rocket over the borders. This is Israel and the other countries too. It's just, the mayhem and the carnage that's going on in Syria now is just unbelievable. And the fact that everybody says, well, what's America going to do about it? Well, what the hell is the Middle East going to do about it, right? They love it. That's how they deal with each other. They just kill each other. They're usually over land, and the excuse is religion, right? But it's land and oil rights, probably more than anything else. I don't know what Assad in Syria is doing it for, but he's driving everybody out. Anyway, so two proposals. The first one is what I call, again, through the UN. The UN needs to put through an international agreement or declaration, and it's something called the Violent Religion Intolerance Agreement, or Act. And this targets specifically jihad, okay? The Sunnis and the Shiites make up the Muslim religion, okay? And this fracture happened in that religion, 700 years ago, okay? And I can't really say off the top of my head what that was about. I forget what it is, but it's, something that was 700 years ago. People should be able to get over this. So now you go back to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we talked about the good. The bad are the people who basically make their living off of it. And there are people in every country, on every side of these issues, that make their living from this. They have their social status built on this. If they didn't have wars, they wouldn't know what to do, all right? Because that's their job, right? The defense industry is your job. You like wars. Real simple. We have that problem in this country with our military-industrial complex that President Eisenhower warned us about. Said if we didn't keep in control of it, that we would have trouble with our foreign policy, and it would disturb our domestic spending, which it certainly has, right? Anyway. And then you have the ugly, okay? And the ugly is that small percentage of people on both sides of these issues that absolutely love war. They love the killing. They love the carnage, right? And all these people have to be dealt with. And the only way that you end a war, folks, there's only throughout history, there's only a couple ways that this happens. One, traditionally, is that you kill enough of the other people on the other side, that they give up. Their leadership says, okay, throw in the towel. I give up, you win, that's up. So that's just the old brute force, kill enough people. The other way you do it is you have to pay off the right people. Sometimes it's a combination of those two things. Basically, you pay off people, and they'll either end the war or they'll kill the people on their side that are causing the war, and that's probably pretty much the approach we're going to have to take with some of these things. We're going to have to, in order to end the drug war, which we need to do in the next few years, we're going to have some serious discussions with the drug lords in South America. In Mexico, our drug partners, yuck yuck, right? They grow the poppies down there, and they make the heroin, right? Ship it across, and what is your congressman or congresswoman doing about that? When you think about voting any incumbent back in office, all right, what are you doing that for? What have they, name 3 things that they've really done for you. Let them talk about, well, I submitted a bill to do this. Well, he submitted a bill, that more or less must have been written on toilet paper, okay? It wasn't going to go anywhere. So, but we need to make jihad, which is the ugly part of the Sunni and Shiite factions, illegal, so that it cannot be taught. If there are any, for example, if I don't know if there are, but there could be, if there are mosques in this country, in America, that teach and speak to that issue at all, they'll be warned once, and then whoever's preaching it will be deported. They and their families gone. We're not going to put up with it. And if somebody says, well, it's freedom of religion, no, it's not freedom of religion to say they want to blow up a country, America. That's will not be tolerated, right? And 90% of people are going to vote for that without even thinking about it, right? So, at some point in time, democracy is abused, and these people come in and abuse it very well, right? As a side note, in this, when I was working in years ago in immigration service, the Mexican government used to issue pamphlets to their citizens on basically how to get into the U.S. and blend in, in case you weren't aware of that. So it's been well orchestrated. But we're going to have to shut down that part of those religions. There's no reason for it. If they want to, that's, as I was watching a thing that Fareed Zakaria does some really great work on foreign affairs, and he did a video called "Why They Hate Us." As I recall, one part in there he was talking about Saudi Arabia and how the Saudi Arabian families, royal families, have basically had an agreement with the religious folks over there. They said basically, okay, the clerics over there, you guys take care of the religion, we're going to take care of the oil and the money. You leave us alone, we'll leave you alone, right? And that's pretty much what they did. And we all know the 9/11. A lot of the 9/11 bombers, terrorists, came out of Saudi Arabia. So, it's there. And we just have to say that the world, basically, in general, the world, America, the world is sick and tired of the Middle East, okay? If it wasn't for oil, we wouldn't even pay attention to those people. We'd pay as much attention to them as the poor folks that live in Central Africa, and they're killing each other, all right, and having terrible times over there. I ramble a little bit on this, but you get the idea, all right? So we will sit down and just tell them that jihad, okay, all their different varieties are illegal. And this is ISIS, right? This is the cover that ISIS uses for having jihad. And, some people have said, well, we should just go ahead and bomb those areas over there, their caliphate that they've set up over there. Because, when they moved in there and they set up that little caliphate, they took the local clerics and beheaded them. Cut their heads off. They don't care about people. They don't care about anything, right? So this is one of the roundabout ways that we're going to have to deal with the Middle East, right? The real religious wackos, which is a nice way of putting it, are going to have to be dealt with, and Obama is working on that, all right? And it's like, what's America going to do about this? What's America going to do about that? Well, the rest of the free world, all right, as we used to call it, all right, and all those other countries in the Middle East are just going to have to be called to task. Called to task that they have to do something about it, okay? Rubio moment there. And that's it. It's really not simple. I mean, it's that simple. They're not going to like it. They're going to be mad, but we can figure out ways of keeping them from traveling and doing other things. You have to inconvenience the rich and the powerful in order to have them take care of things. Let's say there's 14 countries involved for a number. There are 14 leaders in those countries that are responsible for letting that happen. Okay? They didn't want it to happen. They'd send their domestic police, their military off and kill those people. And that's, this is the way the world turns. So anyway, I think you get the idea. We can work out the details on that with the agreement, and it's part of trying to get peace in this world. Because another thing that generates an awful lot of bad air is war. Okay? So, now, let's see. That's really about all I had to say on that topic. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is something really strange called Middle East peace. All right? So that's all for now. I hope you found that a bit interesting and a little intriguing. Thank you, and take care. See you next time.